so it's been a while, right? Since I make a video. So this is on your homework. And this is not the first page, but rather this is the first page. So again, so you're doing number 1 through 7 based on this picture here. So each question is independent of each other. So let's start with 1. So for number 1, it says that angle 2 is 4x plus 1. So I'm over here, and I'm going to write 4x plus 1. And it says that angle 4 is 33. Now, forget everything else and think about what that means for a second. So we're talking about these two angles, vertical angles, so I know they are equal to each other. Whatever the value angle 4 is also the value of angle 2. So when I set my equation, I can say that this angle is equal to the other angle. So you have to set it this way because they're equal to each other. Once that's done, the rest is super easy. Minus 1, minus 1. And you get 32 equals 4x. If you divide both sides by 4, x equals 8. So if I come back and over here, I substitute x for 8. Does it say? No, it just says solve for x. But in case I substitute it, I would get 4 times 8 plus 1. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 1 gives me 33. So as you know, and we just proved it, that both sides are equal to each other. So, and x in this case would be x equals 8 for number 1. Number 2 says also solve for x, so let's erase everything and just write down. So angle 1 is 8x, so it's telling me that this angle right here is 8x. And angle 3, which is on the other side, is 40. Now, we both know that if this is 40, did I just say both? We all know that if this is 40, the other side is 40, but it's telling us to solve for x. So they're vertical angles, right? So 1 and 3 have the same value, so they're equal to each other. So that's how I'm going to set up my equation. So 8x equals to 40 divided by 8, and x equals 5. So for number 2, the value of x equals 5. Number 3, again, erase everything. It says angle 1 is 50, so I'm going to over here and top of 1 put that this is 50, which means 3 is also 50, right? But instead it says that, it says angle 2 is 2x minus 12. So in this case, I'm just going to write in that. Sorry, I should have written this before. So the relationship between 1 and 2 is that they're supplementary. Supplementary or linear pair. Which means that if I focus on this, right, so let me just draw on this line over here. Right, if I focus on that line, and you can just turn your paper to the left a little bit and slant it. You know that this angle 1 plus angle 2, they're supplementary, which means the sum of these two angles equals 180. So now it's a little bit different when I send up my equation. I actually will set up as 50 plus 2x minus 12, and that should equal 180. Let's combine like terms, so we can combine these two, 50 and minus 12. So I get 2x, and 50 minus 12 is positive 38 equals 180. Minus 38, and that equals 2x over here because this go bye, and I'm left with 142. Divide by 2, x equals 71. So now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to substitute, right? So if that's 50, let's hopefully just check if we're right. It'd be 2 times 71 minus 12. 2 times 71 is 142 minus 12, and 142 minus 12 is 130. And you know that this makes sense because if this is 130 degrees, this has to be 50 degrees, right? Because the sum of them has to be 180. So therefore, I am correct. Number 4, again, erase everything, and it says angle 4 is 10, so I'm going to write 10 here. And angle 3 is x plus 20. Angle 3 is this one. Angle 3 is x plus 20. And again, now you have to decide what's the relationship between angle 4 and 3. Well, if you look, it's a straight line, right? So this angle right here and this angle right here, what's the relationship? They're on the same line, so they're linear and supplementary. So based on that information, I know that if I add that angle plus this angle, it's going to give me 180. So again, 10 plus x plus 20 That's going to give me 180. Let's combine like terms at 10 and 20. So I get x plus 30 equals 180 minus 30 on both sides. And x equals 150. So if I go back here and I substitute, instead of x, I write 150. And 150 plus 20 is 170. So now, does that make sense? Well, if this is 10, obviously its supplement should be 170, right? Because both of them added up should give you 180. So now it becomes repetitive because you know how to set up the equation, right? So it's just really simple. So let's do number 5. Number 5 says angle 3 is 40. Angle 3 is 40. And angle 2 is x plus 20. So, so I want you to focus on this. Focus on these two angles. So I'm going to focus on this angle and this angle right now. And you can tell again they're supplementary, right? Linear pair because they're both on the same straight line, linear pair. So I know that the sum of these two equals 180. So 40 plus x plus 20. And those two angles added together should give you 180. Combine like terms and I get x plus 60 equals 180. Subtract 60 from each side. And my x equals 120. And see if that makes sense? If I substitute x over here for 120, I get 120 plus 20, which is going to give me 140. And you can clearly tell that this is 140. That's 140. Its supplement on the other side has to be 40 because the sum of both of them should be 180. Okay. Number 6. Oh my god, I don't know if this is being recorded. Hang on. Yes, it is. Number 6. Number 6. Hang on a second, guys. Number 6. So number 6 says that angle 4 is 70, so I'm going to write 70 degrees over here. And angle 1 is x minus 140. X minus 140. So I have two angles. And I know that this angle plus this angle, all right, and again, let me shade the straight line. So it's and I know so that this angle plus this angle, they should give you 180, right? Because they're supplementary, so it's a linear and supplementary. So I'm going to get that 70 plus x minus 140 equals 180. Combine like terms, so x, let me pull out the x, that combines with no 1. And 70 minus 140 is negative 70 equals 180 plus 70 on both sides. X equals 250. Uh-oh, something's wrong here. Hang on a second. It's number 6, angle 4 and angle 1. X minus 40. X minus 140. Okay. And angle 4 is x m equals 70. So, oh, okay, so I'm right. All right, sorry. So x equals 250. Let me go back here. First, if I substitute, I get 250, right? I change that. And I subtract 140. I get 110. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. So this is 110. This is 70. And that makes sense because those both, the sum should be 180. Over here, we're talking about angle 3, so let me find angle 3, and that's 100. And angle 1, which is on the other side, is 2x plus 60. So this is not supplementary or linear, rather they're called vertical angles. And vertical angles, they're equal to each other. So I know that this whole, so if this is 100, I already know, and you guys already know that this is 100 too. But we're asking for the value of x, so let's set the equation. So I know that they're equal to each other, so 2x plus 60 equals 100. That's how we set it up. Minus 60, minus 60. X, 2x equals 40. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 20. Just to verify that, let's substitute. So I get 2 times 20 plus 60. 2 times 20 is 40 plus 60. And you can tell it's 100. And we already knew that right from the beginning, right? If the one is 100, this also has to be 100. And you see how that worked out nicely. Complementary, supplementary angle. So let's do number 1. What is the complement of a 35-degree angle? Well, if they're complementary, I know it has to be added to 35. So if it's one angle, so I have to be added to 90. So if one is 35, the other one must be 55, because this and this added together should give me 90. Supplement, if one is 13, the other one is going to be 180 minus 13, right? So that's going to be 67, right? And you can always just add them together, see if they equals 180. 113 plus 67 seems like it's 180. Supplement of a 75-degree angle. So again, if it's 75, its supplement has to be the other angle that added to 75 gives you 180. So this should be 105. Complement of 46-degree angle. So if one is 46, a complement, both angles should be added. The sum should equal 90. So if one is 46, the other one is 44. If you add 46 plus 44, it gives you 90. So that's what they're asking us to do. So over here, angle A and angle B are complementary. So again, I'm going to draw a picture. So this is a 90-degree angle. So, and again, let me call this angle A, and that's 5x. And angle B equals 40. Now, it says solve for x. What do I know about these two angles? This relationship is given to us is complementary. So I know that if I add this angle plus this angle, it gives me 90. So 40 plus 5x equals 90. Minus 40 on both sides. And 5x equals 50. And if I divide by 5, x equals 10. So in this case, x equals 10. And it does make sense, right? Because if I plug it in here, I get 5 times 10, and 5 times 10 is 50. And you can tell that if one angle is 50, the other one has to be 40 because their complement of each other should, and the sum of each other should be 90. 6. 1 and 2 are supplementary. So I know that, and I'm going to write angle 1 plus angle 2 has to be 180. So this is my equation already set up. Angle 1 is 4x, so let me substitute. Instead of angle 1, I'm just going to write 4x. Plus, and angle 2 says that it's 20. Solve for x equals 180. So I know that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. So that's what I start with, right? So minus 20, minus 20, I get 160. These start cross out, and I get 4x. And then if I divide both sides by 4, I get x equals 40, right? So, and it does make sense because if I substitute over here, right, angle 1 is, so angle 1 is 4x, and if I multiply 4x times 40, or 4 times 40, I get 160. One angle is 160, and the other angle is 20, and if I add those two, I get 180. 7, they're both supplementary, so I angle these two angles, right, this angle, PQR, plus angle STU. They're supplementary, they should equal 180. So I can start like this. PQR, it says it's 100, so I'm going to replace that. Plus, and STU, it says that is 20x. Right? So this angle plus this angle should give us 180. It says solve for x, so minus 100, minus 100. 20x equals 80. Divide by 20, divide by 20, x equals 4. So, substitute, you can substitute, it doesn't say how you substitute, but you can. And it makes sense because if I substitute, one angle is 100, and the other one is 20x, right? So if I substitute 4 for x, I get 20 times 4, which is 80. So here are my two angles. Right? So they're not asking for the angles, they're asking you to solve for x. If it's complementary, I know that if I add P plus Q, angle P plus angle Q, it's going to give me 90. So that's what complementary means, right? So let's substitute. They tell us that P equals 3x. And they tell us that Q is 30. And this angle plus this angle should give me 90. Solve it. Minus 30. Minus 30. 3x equals 60. And divide by 3. Divide by 3. X equals 20. Okay. Number 9, 6 and 7 are complementary. So angle 6 plus angle 7, if they're complementary, they equal 90. Angle 6 is said to be 12, plus an angle 7 is said to be 2x. And then equals 90, minus 12, minus 12. 2x equals 68. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 34. And we can substitute that and find out. Okay, so you can tell that right now it becomes very simple to do. Angle ABC and angle DEF are supplementary, so one angle plus the other, they're going to give you equal 180. They say that angle ABC is 48. Angle DF is 4x, so this is my equation that I'm going to work with. Minus 48, minus 48, minus by the way. So I get 4x equals 132. Divide by 4, divide by 4, x equals 3, 12, 31. Nope. 33. So x equals 33, and that is that, because we're solving for x. That was the first page, not that bad. Okay, so this one looks scary, but it's not. It's just because, love it. So it's easy if you go to the picture and you use the picture and substitute and put values in there, I think. So angle ABC is a right angle, so angle ABC, so this whole thing is a right angle, so I know that's 90 degrees. Angles ABD, which is this angle right here, they say it's called 3x plus 20, they say. And then angle DBC, which is this guy over here, it's 2x plus 5. Now, they're complementary. I know that the sum of those two angles equals 90, so set up your equation. Plus 2x plus 5, and that should equal 90. 3x and 2x equals 5x. 20 plus 5 is 20. Oops. I'm going to do this. I don't know why I did that. Equals 25, so I'm just combining like terms right now. Equals 90. Subtract from both sides, so I'm going to subtract minus 25, minus 25. So 5x equals 90 minus 25 is 65. Divide by 5, x equals 13. So we want to find the value of the angle. So now I got to take that 13 and come here and replace it, right? So angle ABD. So I'm interested in this angle right here. So let me substitute. So that is called 3x plus 20. And it says that x equals 13. So it's 3 times 13 plus 20. 3 times 13 is 39 plus 20. 39 plus 20 is 59. So this angle right here is 59 degrees. Not asking for the other ones, but if you wanted to, you can substitute and find it. So I'm going to do it. So it's 2x, or 2 times 13 plus 5. 2 times 13 is 26 plus 5. That gives us 31. And you can now confirm if you're right or wrong. One angle is 59, the other one's 31. If you add them up, it does give you 90. So you're good. Let's do this side by side. Angle EKF equals 120. EKF. So this whole thing right here is 120. Angle HKE equals HK. Where's K? AE. And this guy over here is 12x. I'm going to put two lines because they're not the same. 12x. 12 plus 4x. And angle JKG, JK, where's K and G? And this angle, I'm going to put 3 little lines. And this angle is said to be x plus 9. Find this angle, right? So we need to find out what x is, so I can come here and substitute. So look at the first relationship. Look at these two in here, 12 plus 4x and 120. What kind of relationship do they have? They're linear. And they're supplementary, right? So if that, knowing that, I can set up an equation so I know that this guy, 12x plus 4x plus 120 equals 180. So 12 plus 4x plus 120 equals 180. I know that relationship, right? So combine like terms, I get 4x, 12 plus 120 is 132 equals 180, minus 132, minus 132, and 4x equals 58. Seem about right. Oh, hang on a second. Did I do something wrong? 12, 132, 180. Let's see if you understand. Sorry guys. 180 minus 132 equals 48, not 58, equals 48. Sorry, that was my mistake. Divided by 4, divided by 4, x equals 12. Now I know the value of x. I can come back over here and just plug it in there. So if x is 12, I'm going to change that to 12, and then plus 9. 12 plus 9 is 21 degrees. So this angle right here is worth 21 degrees. Okay. So you needed to solve the equation to find the value of x. 2, angle PQS, so this big angle over here is called 4x minus 8, or that's its value. SQR, which is the other one, is 2x plus 26, so it helps if you label. Now, I'll put two curvy things there. What's the relationship between these two? Well, they're on the straight line. They're both on the straight line. They share an adjacent side, S, so just make it a linear. And they're supplementary, right? So if they're supplementary, one plus the other equals 180. So 4x minus 8 plus 2x plus 26 equals 180. Combine like terms, 4x and 2x is 6x. Negative 8, be careful. And 16 is, I don't know, 18, is it? Equals positive 18 equals 180. Minus 18, so 6x, this will cross, equals 162. 7 minus 1 is 162. And now you divide both sides by 6, 162 divided by 6, divided by 6, divided by 6, and x equals 27. So if x equals 27, find SQR. So I'm interested in this angle right here. So let's substitute. So I know that this angle here is 2x plus 26. I found out the value of x, which is 27. So substitute. 2 times 27 is 26. 2 times 27 is 54 plus 26. And 54 plus 26 equals 10, carry 1, 90. Really? That doesn't look like a 90-degree angle. But I guess it's not to scale, or not perfect, it's just a picture. Unless I did something ridiculously wrong, that is the correct answer. Okay, so don't worry about the picture. Okay, so, because the picture really doesn't represent. 6, angle AEC, AEC, so AEC is 6x plus 30. BEC is x. Find angle AEB. Okay. So angle AEC, which is, hopefully you guys can see this whole thing. That's 6x plus 30. Angle BEC, which is the small part, I'm going to put it in blue. That's x plus 50. Right? So, and to find this angle over here, AEB, what do we have to do? So I know the whole thing. So 6x plus 30, AEC, that whole angle, the red angle, let me ignore everything right now. Let's just focus on this. This whole angle, you and I know, well, that it's 90 degrees, because if on this side, if that's 90 on a straight line, it means that this is 90. So this whole thing is 90 degrees. And that's represented by the letter AEC. So I know that 6x plus 30, which represents this whole side, equals 90. Minus 30, minus 30, 6x equals 60, and x equals 10. AEB, by the way, so angle BEC right here, let me find out. Angle BEC is represented by x plus 50. Substitute 10, x equals 10 plus 50. And that's going to give me 60. So if this is 60, right? So if that's 60, this has to be 30 because that it's complement. Okay. That one's a little bit different. 3 WXT, which is this side here, 5x plus 2. RXV, which is on this side, is x plus 38. And they're asking us to find x, RXV. So we gotta find this angle right here. So now, what do I know? Well, first of all, let's classify the relationship of vertical angles. If they're vertical angles, they're equal to each other, right? So this is equal to, so this angle is equal to this angle. So let's do that. 5x plus 2 is equal to x plus 38, and that's how you need to set this equation. We can eliminate a variable from each side, so let's get rid of this guy here. Minus x. So we get now 4x plus 2. This crosses out, plus 38. We're going to get minus 2, so we're going to get 4x equals 36. Divided by 4, divided by 4, x equals 9. So now that x equals 9, I got to go back to this equation and substitute it. I'm going to get 9 plus 38. And that's going to give us 47. So the value of this angle here is actually 47 degrees. Angle MLN, this is x. Angle PLO, which is on right below it, 4x minus 147. And again, what kind of relationship do they have? They're called vertical angles. And if they're vertical angles, they're equal to each other. So set your equation accordingly. So x, this angle is equal to the other angle on the other side. For this one, I actually, let's get rid of, so if I do minus x, these two x's disappear, which becomes 0. I actually need to write that down this time. 4x minus x is 3x minus 147. We do plus 147 on this side, which makes me do 147 on that side. These two become 0. 3x comes down, equals 147. Divide by 3. X equals, and 147 divided by 3 is 147 by 3 equals 49. So x equals 49. And we're asked find MLN. So M and L, so x equals 49. That's whole thing is 49 degrees. That was actually simple. Ooh, a lot of numbers here. SXW. So this tiny angle right here is 50. TXQ, which is here, this one is x minus 15. And then WXT, which is the one in the middle. I'll change it to color. The one in the middle is, this is x plus 40. Find angle RXV. So they're asking us for this orange angle right here. Well, you can tell they're vertical angles, right? So the red angle and the orange are the vertical, but since I don't know the red, it doesn't really help me get the orange. So I need to do some solving here first. Well, let's look at these three angles. This one, the one that's 50, this one in the middle, and this. There are three angles here, right? Three angles. They're all in a straight line, which means that if I add all those three angles, it has to give me 180, right? Because it's a straight line. So I'm going to get 50 plus x plus 40 plus x minus 15, and all those three angles added together gives us 180. Combine like terms, x and x is 2x. 50 plus 40 is 90. 90 minus 15 is like 75. Minus 75 equals 180. Right? Yeah, it looks right. Oh, excuse me. So plus 75, I get 255, I'm sorry, 2x over here. And I divide this by 2, and 255 divided by 2 equals 127.5. X Oops. X equals 127.5 degrees. So what am I being asked here? So if I find that X equals 127, I can come back here, substitute, right? So 127.5 plus 40. That's easy. That's 167.5. So now that I found this angle, I know that the opposite angle, because they're vertical, is 167.5, because that's the answer we want. Last question. Yay. Isn't that bad. FJG. FJG. So this small little angle is 32 minus 2x. GJH. And this one over here is 4x plus 10. So find EJI. So I'm looking for this angle right here. That's the one that they want. Well, you can tell that this one and this one on this side, GJH, they're vertical. Now, let's use the relationship that, this is a complementary relationship. Right, because if this is, look at this side. On this side, if that's 90, guess what? This thing is also 90, right? So if that's 90, I know the sum of these two angles, 32 minus 2x and 4x plus 10, they're equal to 90. So let me write that down. 32 minus 2x plus 4x plus 10. And those two angles added together, these two right here, this one and this one, they have to give me 90. Combine like terms, minus 2x and 4x is 2x. 32 plus 10 is 42, equals 90. Minus 42, 2x equals 10 minus 2 is 8, 8 minus 4 is 4, 48. Divide by 2, and x equals 24. So if that's 24, who's 24? Okay, so if I found the x, I can come back to this one and substitute, right? 4x plus 10. So it's 4 times 24 plus 10. 4 times 24 is 96 plus 10, and 96 plus 10 is 106. So if this angle is 106, the one on this side is also 106. And again, don't worry about the drawing, because it doesn't look like 106 degrees. It looks like an acute angle, but don't. That's just a picture. Okay. And that's that. Hopefully that helped a little bit.